Lonzo ever had any connection with RadioTron, Boogaloo Shrimp, Ice-T? That was same time World Class Wrecking Crew, but opposite side of LA.
Yeah, I touched on that a second ago while you was on the side, but yeah,
shit. Oh, my bad. Okay.
You know, thing I was just hanging out with Boogaloo Shrimp at a pop locking contest. My partner Cool Boy did in Lake Elsinore 2 weeks ago, and then like I said, Ice-T and I, we know each other, but we never really hung out because he was on the other side of town. RadioTron, I went to RadioTron maybe 2 or 3 times just to check out the competition. Unknown would get out more than I would because I was running the club most of the time. But every once in a while, I would slide out and go pop in RadioTron, and you know, it was cool. It was almost like an abandoned building. It wasn't abandoned, but it was like it was abandoned because they wrote all over it. It was all, you know, it was a serious hip hop. It reminds you of like somebody had parked a train car and just started hitting it up left and right. Josh, Isaiah Edwards, much love to you, Doc.
There we go. Yeah, he says, how accurate is Snowfall to 80s LA, Lonzo?
Huh?
Isaiah Edwards, shout out to you. He says, how accurate is Snowfall to 80s LA?
It's pretty accurate, man. It's not. I didn't know Freeway Rick. That's what it's supposed to be about, Freeway Rick. Franklin's a bad dude. Okay. I know Freeway Rick now. I didn't know him back then, put it that way. And he said he never had to kill nobody. If he did, he ain't copping to it. But he said his situation was a lot more of a Robin Hood situation than it was anything else. He explained to me that a lot of the people he worked with were just glad to be making money, so people looked out for him. He didn't have to worry about it. The fact the feds didn't know who the hell he was for damn near 2 or 3 years. He did his thing pretty much in incognito for God knows how long, because they didn't know who he was, and he walked right past him a few times, and they finally put 2 and 2 together. He played tennis most of the time, so you know they don't touch on none of that stuff. Other stuff he did, everything is focused around the drug trade. But you know, it's like any other Hollywood interpretation of a movie or somebody's life. They're gonna show you the parts that's the most interesting and leave out the other parts alone. But you know, about his mom and stuff like that. So it is what it is.
You know, you would think you mentioned Freeway Rick, and I got a chance to interview him a couple years back. Sat down with him for an hour, great interview. And one thing I found compelling of him was he came dressed, Lonzo, like he just got done playing basketball. Like I've never seen him ever dress up flashy, and apparently he never did that even back in the day. And you would think these rappers would, and people doing this now would learn from him. I mean, Frank Lucas dressed like him regularly, and then one day he decided to throw on a mink coat and go to a boxing match and sit in the front, and FBI's all over him.
You know, I think that's something, man, that unfortunately that us as black men have to go through. I did it. And they told me don't do it. They told me don't stay out them suits. I do. It's something about the looking good. It's like that rooster peacock effect, you know. The peacocks with the prettiest feathers get all the females. If that's the case, I think that's it. The male peacock is the one that let the females know that, you know, hey, I got it going on. And that's the way of us separating ourselves from the average dude. The jewelry, the cars, the clothes, but also it puts a target on your back for negativity. Negative girls, you know, you out there trying to shop for some prime ass, and all of a sudden you got the attention of all the hoes all the women that set brothers up. Okay, because now you vulnerable. You think you're about to catch, and you're about to get caught. And it's the same thing when it comes to females. Females, I tell them all the time, when you put your titties on display, you casting a net over all male eyes, and a lot of them eyes ain't gonna have good intentions. Okay? A lot of those eyes will have good intentions. You can't get mad and cry sexual harassment if you're trying to get attention. but you're getting attention from construction workers. But the same dress you wore past an office building and somebody gave you attention, you was all happy about that. Okay. No, it ain't how it go. And it's the same thing when you out there in these streets. When you out there in these streets, yeah, you may be trying to get the attention of the girls, but the jackers is watching too. And you know, them we call them killer Daytons back in the day. Mustang 5.0 on killer Daytons. Come on, baby. It's a jacket. That's a jacket waiting to happen. They coming to get you. They coming to get you. Okay. Killer Daytons was back then with like 5 racks. Okay. You put 5,000 on the ground like that, somebody coming to get you.
Yep. Menace II Society has a very famous scene where he gets him for his Dayton Rams, and he also gets him for a cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger, that's right. Right.
Hey,
go ahead.
Celebrate Life, Cerebral, real quick. Wants to know, Lonzo, do you still have audiobooks for sale?
Yes, I do. I sure do. Audiobooks, and I got audiobooks, everything. I got T-shirts. I got to put make a flyer for my T-shirts. I got new T-shirts. I got audiobooks, the regular paperback, and the comic book. Yes, I do.
Cool. There you go. Real Lonzo N.W.A. at gmail.com. Hit him up. We got you. I'll put that in there real quick. Hold on.
Thank you, Doc.
I got you. You know what? Let's maybe end with this question, because I like when you drop your grown ass man enlightenment, your game. And maybe you can help out some of these people out there today, Lonzo. There is this IG challenge going around. It's called the Money Challenge. You've probably seen it, where rappers are doing things. They're laying on the floor and they're spelling something out in money.
Yeah, I saw that.
You've been that the past couple of weeks. All right. Well, Nick Cannon did a funny one in response to this, and I would love your thoughts on this. He got a bunch of toilet paper, and Nick Cannon's multi-millionaire, literally hundreds of millions of dollars. He's a mogul. He got toilet paper, and he spelled out IRS watching. Now, have you ever had, for these dumb kids out there who think it's cool to flash this, nah, have you ever had any bad experiences with the IRS, A? And B, can you maybe share some thoughts and hopes to help these kids not go down that stupid path to where they end up in IRS hell? Because there's only 2 things that I fear: God and the IRS. That's about it.
IRS, this is a true story. I messed around there and filed my taxes, and one of my vendors sent me a 1099 for like $15,000 after I filed my taxes. So I was going to do an amended tax form, and they called me in for an audit. And it was the most frightening shit I've ever did in my life. 2 times I was frightened like that. Once with the IRS, and the second time when the feds called me down to their office. I was scared to death. I'll tell you about that too. But the IRS, they treated me like a used car salesman. Me and my accountant, my partner who's accountant, we got all the receipts, we got everything together, compiled everything. They wanted me to pay like $6,000-7,000, and we had it knocked down to about $4,500. No, about $2,500. But we did a little fudging. Okay. And the lady says, "Mr. Williams, I'm in a good mood today." I said, "Okay, I can. What are we talking about?" She said, "I'm not going to look at this. I'm not going to even look at this right here at all. Because I look at it, I know I can find something to get you for more money. What I'm going to do is make you an offer right now. I'm going to leave the room. And when I leave the room, you got to give me an answer right now, and we'll give you a payment arrangement and everything to pay off this money. If not, we're going to go through this thing page by page." And she told me, I think she told me $2,500. I was like, cool, okay. I was like 20, and my boy was sitting right there, he hunched me. And she walked out. "I'll be back in 15 minutes. Give me your answer." And I said, and we already said if anything under $4,500, we was gonna jump on it. I think she said $2,500, something like that. And we settled right there. She never looked at my taxes, never did nothing. And but came back with, I told her I accept the offer, and I gave her a check right then and there. And then I made the mistake of giving her a check. Don't ever do that. Don't give them your bank account number, okay? don't give them your bank because they'll keep it on file. If you stop paying, they go get your money.
Oh, I thought they had access to it anyway. I'm so dumb. I didn't know.
They know some things. They don't know all things. Okay, you make it easier for them to go back and get it if you don't pay. He told me from now on, give them a cashier's check. Pay them with a cashier's check. Okay. In fact, if you can't get a cashier's check from another bank, so if they start looking for your money, they go into that bank first. Okay. So yeah, I had to pay him like $100 a month for like, I don't know, 18, 19 months or whatever the case may be. But yeah, it was a pretty interesting experience, man. And I don't like messing with them. I don't like messing with them. And again, I don't like messing with them because they don't give a shit.
Oh no. And you know what? You said this before in the past, Lonzo. A lot of the times, all they want you to do is just to show up. Just child support, same thing. Just show up and show that you care.
Perfect example. The thing I had with the feds. Okay, my partner, a buddy of mine, was doing LLCs and corporations. He did an LLC for me and did an LLC for another one of his partners. And his partner's other guy he did the LLC for got caught in some drug shit. So my boy got caught in some drug shit. He didn't know what the guy was doing, but because I was one of his clients, they called me in. Okay, I got a phone call, Mr. Williams, so and so from the federal so and so and so and so. We need to speak to you Friday at 5 o'clock. Friday at 5 o'clock downtown LA. I'm like, shit, I didn't want to go. And I get down there and they says, this is what they told me. Yep. He said, what, so what's the problem? There's no problem. We just want to see if he's going to come down or not. Huh? Well, we already checked you out. We know what you did. You borrowed the money from your house. You did this. You loaned him this way. You run a nightclub on Manchester at the time. And we just want to see if he's going to come down or not. Are you serious? Yeah, you can go. What the fuck? Just like that, dude. I wasn't there 20 minutes, man.
Wow,
yeah. A lot of times.
That's the game. And if I may real quick, because when I was a kid and I didn't have somebody steering me in the right direction, I would do things like avoid court and stupid shit that would just pound up and pile up and pile up. And that's what these kids need to hear, because as a 40-year-old man, sometimes you just need to show up. Look, I don't have the money. What are you going to do? I don't have the money, but I'm here. Help me out. Let's work this out. $100 a month. They'll work it out with you as long as you show up. But just don't ignore it, because then it builds up to be bigger shit.
They say when you ignore it, it's a sign of disrespect. Okay? Oh, I'm going to show you how much power I got. Get pulled over, see what happened. Get pulled over and see what happened. You're going to see the power of the police. Now, back in the day, the deal was if you could dodge a warrant for a year, you didn't have to pay it. That was the 80s, okay? Before they computerized shit, okay? Everything is computerized now. In fact, a warrant will show up in any state of in America, so don't believe that shit no more. Though, yeah, you can go get caught your ass in Texas and get extradited back to California if the shit is bad enough. And that was a lot of guys back in the day would leave LA and go to leave their state, their home state, to avoid child support, because child support was not interstate at that time. Okay, and you just leave, and they couldn't find you. And you know, if you didn't go back, they pretty much didn't care. Oh, just like everything else, computers have changed the world completely. You can't run. In fact, you can't leave the states. You can't leave the country if you got child support issues. Mm-hmm. You can't get a passport. Mm-hmm. You can't get a passport, and sometimes you can't leave a certain state if you got depending on what the state it is. You probably can't leave that state if you got behind on child support. You damn sure can't leave the country.